I think that it's very like tongue-in-cheek in places, and it's very like fun and lighthearted. And what I love about it is that people have to realize that, you know, that Lucifer is almost like a symbol for anyone who's ever wanted to redeem themselves. And we're all humans. We've all made mistakes.
What do you say to those people?
They're right.
Watch the show.
Common demons, children.
No.
I mean, I've said this in different interviews, but I really think it's true that if the biggest, baddest villain of all time can be redeemed, then isn't that divine? That's divine. That's what religion is about. That's what Christianity is about, is forgiveness.
Listen, I grew up Catholic. I still believe in a God, and I like telling a story that ultimately affirms positive Christian values.
I say I ask them to look up the word fiction.
Okay, cool.
Click to the left.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. You heard it yourself, folks. Lucifer is a symbol for anyone who wants to redeem themselves. This is the world that we're living in. Lucifer is painted as a hero, and I'll go over this and show clips in more detail later on in the video. But painted as a hero, a redeemer. Christ is the redeemer. This is how they flip the whole world up on its head. And then saying we're all human, we've all made mistakes to try to relate us to him. And I'm not going to say his name because I know the bots are scanning for me to say his name. But he's the douchebag who fell like lightning from the sky. How's that? Because I'm sick of them trying to limit me getting this message out there so that young teens and even people in their 20s and 30s who are asleep can see what they're trying to do. Calling him a redeemer, somebody who made a mistake like we all do. Christ died for the sins of mankind. He's the ultimate redeemer. This other tool is not. And then after that, we get this other woman a part of the show that's wearing a shirt that says, "Let's summon demons." And this is supposed to be funny. Look at the shirt. Kids around in a ritual circle with the pentagram in the middle, with a child laying inside of the pentagram. Can't make this stuff up, folks. You can't. How they are normalizing this. They are making this the norm. And nobody seems to care. I know I do, a little too much maybe for my own health to care about these other people who are lost, because it breaks my heart. Personally, right now, I'm going through a difficult time in my life, and I ask for prayers because I'm overwhelmed with some of this stuff. I'm going too deep down the rabbit hole sometimes, and I try as hard as I can not to get too upset, to read scripture and not get overwhelmed. But look at this stuff and realize who it's affecting. Everybody's smiling, laughing, a shirt, "Let's summon demons." Like this is a good and normal thing. This demonic woman says, "Isn't it divine if the biggest, baddest demon can be redeemed?" Lucifer can't be redeemed. He's not coming to salvation. He's not repenting. It's prophecy. We know it's not happening. They're saying he's being redeemed through this show. And you'll see how the behavior that they show in the show to make him seem like he is actually the Son of Man by how he acts towards people, his sympathy and love for people, when we know he doesn't love anybody. He's a deceiver. Of course, she goes on to say that's what Christianity is about. And who's going to fall for stuff like this? The lukewarm. And I'm sorry that I care about the lukewarm, but I do. Because they're being brainwashed. Comparing the two. Now, I've covered the show Lucifer. It was the first or second video I did on this channel. It's no longer here for obvious reasons. They removed it. At the time, I probably should have fought the strikes on it, but I didn't because I didn't know how YouTube really operated. But it's a show that glorifies him, that makes him look wonderful. And while they go to Comic-Con, they're going, oh man, what about those people who are critics that say you're making, it's just a TV show. This is how they plant seeds. They're saying for the adults out there, they're going, they're just they don't get that it's fictional, it's a TV show. Loosen up, take a chill pill, one of the women says. This is to affect teenagers and young kids whose parents allow them to watch it because the parents go, it is fiction. Then they constantly use subliminal messaging to say that God, that our Father is evil and bad, not to listen to him, to ignore him. And that Lucy over here got a bad rap. And that he's really the good guy. And you want to know how they betray Jesus on TV? I'll show you. Here's how they betray him on TV. This is the real O'Neills. There's many shows out there you can find clips, but it's all the same. So take a look at some of these clips and tell me how this shows what Jesus Christ stood for and what he was all about.
My mom always told us to behave as if Jesus were watching.
What are you getting, Kenny?
She usually just orders for me, so...
Smart. I'm going to let her order for me too, but then I'm just going to turn it into whatever I want.
That's the life.
Hello, Kenny.
Ah, great. Why are you here?
Well, it is my weekend, buddy.
We meet again. Jesus.
Hey, Maleficent. She's still your dark side? I thought you'd outgrow her.
Turns out, you never outgrow an evil queen.
What you're thinking about doing now is a doozy.
Are you going to take advice from a man who uses the word doozy?
Right. Jimmy did steal my glory, Jesus.
And you're bitter and seek revenge, and those are natural urges. If you bottle them up, you'll get cancer.
And she's obviously insane. Look, I know you're disappointed about not getting Faith Leader, but just because you didn't get the thing that you want doesn't mean you have to be someone you're not. Think about your brother.
Well, this is new.
Yeah, it's super new and super casual. Got jeans under my robe.
Wow, Jesus, boyfriend jeans.
Borrowed them from St. Peter. So, you feeling guilty about something?
No, I'm not guilty. If Mom can't accept me for who I am, then I'm just gonna be with people who can.
Can't argue with that.
She managed to bring Jesus into St. Patrick's Day.
Seriously, I have to work on St. Patrick's Day too? I was supposed to go to Sandals with Buddha and Vishnu.
Oh, right. Jesus is going to hang out with Buddha. He's wearing jeans. All funny stuff, right? He's ordering from a menu, whatever gets ordered, right? And people go, lighten up, have a sense of humor. This is the Son of Man. The only reason we have salvation is because of the sacrifice that was made. He is the ultimate sacrifice who gave his life so that we could live. And they make it a huge joke so people don't understand the severity of turning their lives over to Christ. Instead, they see it as, here he is with his beard and he's got his cloak thing on and his sandals. We see Sarah Silverman, Jimmy Kimmel, constantly. They want to ingrain, they put Jesus in real life situations to make a mockery, to make him look like what? To make him look like a normal guy. That's why they do it. They put him in these situations to make him look like a normal person, as if he's not the Messiah. When he should never be put in, in situations like, he should never be shown in these situations. These comedy situations on a show where the main character is a Christian child who's gay openly, and Jesus accepts that, everybody accepts that. It's all seed planting. And then this is how they make Lucy, and I'm saying Lucy because I keep saying the name, but I know that the bots are going to catch it. But this is how they make Lucy look.
Hey, you. Remember me?
So famous, aren't you? Delilah, isn't it? Can I have your autograph?
If I could have a drink.
So, you're going to tell me why you really came back?
There's something I need to know.
What's that?
Did I sell my soul to the devil?
Well, that would imply the devil's actually interested in your soul. No, all I did was introduce you to a few key people who owed me favors, that's all.
I mean, with all the good came a hell of a lot of bad.
Oh, right. So the devil made you do it, did he? The alcohol, the drugs, the top to selfies. The choices are on you, my dear. I mean, Jimmy Barnes. I can't believe you almost married that sweaty little imp.
He produced my album. You introduced me to him.
I suggested you work with him, not sleep with him.
I got confused.
And then you left him at the altar.
Yeah, that was rude of me.
No, actually, I quite enjoyed that bit.
You know, he trapped me in the bathroom at the Grammys, said he wanted to get back together. Then I hear he's marrying a supermodel this weekend, and I'm jealous. Oh, God, I'm a mess.
God has nothing to do with your mess. No. You didn't sell your soul, Delilah. You do owe me a favor.
I'm scared.
You should be. Because what I'm about to ask you is going to be quite difficult for you. Pull yourself together. That's it. That's what I'm asking. You're wasting your talent, your life. Hmm?
Wow. Can't see the difference there? What looks cooler and more appealing towards kids? Of course, you see the cross inside the upside down pyramid and then the Baphomet pentagram. But again, folks, those symbols have nothing to do with Lucy. They have nothing to do with them. These groups and organizations that worship Lucy, who claim they don't, use the same symbolism, but we all must be stupid, right? And then, of course, they play off of the selling your soul and, oh, but you can't really give your soul up, but you owe me a favor, right? And what's the favor? The favor is take care of yourself. The favor is you're too talented. Achieve your goals and your dreams. The same stuff I talk about and expose, right? This self-pride crap. But what's the message that they're sending there? Well, look, he's forgiving and loving and caring. He kisses her on the forehead. He doesn't want any child's sacrifice or anything like that. He doesn't want you to do the opposite of God's rules and God's laws. Even though he mocks him in that sentence. Also saying, oh, so Lucy made you do it. He made you do it. Playing off of free will and how there isn't temptation here. It's a gigantic joke if people can't see this. That's why I don't get how people are atheists. I really don't. The theme is always the same. This theme isn't to keep you controlled. This theme is telling you what is going on and to pick your sides. And the lost atheists out there sit in the middle thinking that they know better. And they don't. Because they've been victims of this mind control. Because they've been taught, well, because of the image that they portrayed of quote unquote religion, which has nothing to do with Jesus Christ and salvation through him. People see that and they go, I don't want to be a part of that. Well, who could blame them? Look how they portray it on TV. Kumbaya, cookie cutter, judgmental, hypocritical. This is how they lead children away from salvation. Through nonsense like this. And this is a show that no matter what ratings it gets, it could tank. It could get lower ratings than a WNBA game, which is pretty impossible. But it's going to be there and stay there because they want it there. They want to push it down our throats. And the whole show is about him saving the world, pretty much, right? He's solving crimes, which is just just absolutely absurd scenarios. But a lot of the episodes are about him saving children, right? Talk about the total opposite of what he stands for and what they stand for. But this is the deception. Because who do they want to make look like the abusers of children? Christians, right? Because they lump anyone who follows Jesus with the Catholic Church and the priests and this whole movement of, oh, they're all the ones who are involved in this child abuse. But these are the people, oh, they're the good ones. They're the good guys. The sad part is kids do watch this and do think it's a cool show and do think that that Lucy is cool. Oh, how cool, how interesting, how Fascinating. Oh, he's smoking a cigarette. He's having a drink. He's picking up girls. Meanwhile, on the other side, they got Jesus wearing jeans. I mean, it's a joke. Got him sitting on the couch with Sarah Silverman. I mean, show after show. For people not to be able to see what they're trying to do and how they're trying to make Jesus look lame and Christians look lame. And this forces young teens not to want to pick up a Bible. And pushing the message of, oh, Christians are bigots and hateful, and the God that they believe in, the God of the Bible, condemns homosexuality, what he did in Sodom and Gomorrah. Oh, he killed people. Oh, he's the worst. That's a common message I get all the time. Whereas Lucy here, oh, he loves everyone, right? Fits right into this new age crap, right? Loving everybody, do without wilt. And this is the kind of stuff that subliminally plants seeds and prevents children from picking up a Bible, teens from picking up a Bible, 20-year-olds from picking up a Bible. They dismiss Jesus Christ because of stuff like this. And for people not to be able to see the agenda there, it really breaks my heart. And it shows what a dumbed-down society we live in. Because there's a message behind it and a meaning. It's not just, oh, it's just some quirky fiction. You got the woman wearing the shirt about summoning demons. She even says, let's summon demons, kids. Right in our faces. They would use sarcasm if they heard my video. They go, oh, this guy's out of control. Oh, look how upset he's getting over a joke. It's not a joke. Are these thousands of kids who have come forward as abuse victims? Is that a joke to you? Oh, it's not real, right? It's not real. We're told, oh, believe this, believe that. When somebody pushes you, you should call the police, call it assault. But when all these kids are coming forward saying they were raped by 40 and 50-year-olds, nobody blinks. Nobody does anything for them. Nobody cares. I've been digging down that rabbit hole again, where it's hard for me to go down there and look at this stuff and read about some of this stuff that's going on. I can't imagine what other people without backbones would feel. They would just turn off and ignore it because it's so sick. And this makes me sick. I ask people out there, I don't normally, send prayers if you can. I'm getting a little beat up and worn down, but I'm not stopping. I got my Patreon link below. If you feel led to help the channel, obviously we're all getting censored. If this video goes down, it'll end up on my backup channel, which isn't as censored right now. And, I got the shirts and stuff available for anyone who's interested. But prayers are greatly needed and appreciated. And this is the world we're living in, folks. Can't make this stuff up. You really can't. It's heartbreaking. It really is. If people could just snap out of it for 5 seconds and see what they're trying to do. Maybe it would cause them to pick up a Bible and seek salvation. But instead, they push the do without will mindset. They pretend like he's not real, even though, then why are they constantly showing him, talking about him? Why does this organization, whose name I apparently can't say, because in any video I've said their name, it's been blocked. So this organization who goes to school with after-school programs and claims they don't follow Lucy. Why do they use all the same symbols? Why do they use all the same signs? Why do they go after kids? Why do they go after these abortion clinics and protest anyone who's protesting them? Why? Must be some giant coincidence. The truth is right in front of our faces. As the Bible says, the truth shall set you free. Jesus is exposing all of this stuff. They're exposing themselves. They've been showing their hand. The mind control is just so thick that no one will look at it. Look, it's there. It's not by coincidence. Because if it was, then fine. If you think this is a coincidence, then let me show you a million other things that I've exposed and talked about with the same meaning and the same message, and then tell me that it's a coincidence. It's not. They are stealing souls, stealing them through mind control, hijacking souls. And it's through manipulation and deception. And I'll be damned to sit back and allow it to keep happening. Damned. There's too many innocent people out there. There's too many innocent children who are victimized by these people. And they walk free. They walk without having to deal with any of the laws that have been set up, because those laws have been set up against us. Not them. They could do what thou wilt to anyone and everything, poisoning us, molesting children, committing murder for blood sacrifice. The list goes on and on. When are we going to stand up? When are we going to go, hey, you know what? Screw you and screw this. Because I'll tell you right now, you want to turn the other cheek at me when it comes to these people? Tell God that on Judgment Day. When he says, if you knew that these kids were getting raped, molested, and killed, and you turn the other cheek, how did you not interpret Scripture and listen to what I said? What are you going to do if you see it right in front of your face? Walk away? You're not going to punch the guy in the face. Why? That's too violent? Where in the Bible does it say you can't do that? Where does it say you can't protect kids? Where does it say to sit and wait and do nothing? I'm still waiting to see that verse. Show me where it says, sit, do nothing, and let them do what they want. Last I checked, this was spiritual warfare. Last I checked, this was about us sending the word and spreading the message, however we can. Whether it's through showing exposes and what's going on to snap people out of it, or being ministers and pastors and teaching. Not allowing them to dictate, because they are stealing souls day after day. And the only way I'm going to stop, you could censor it all you want, is over my dead body. So if that's the route we got to go, then come get me. If not, then as far as I'm concerned, these Satanists who run Hollywood, who run entertainment, who are in politics, who are manipulating us day after day with race war and civil division, who are now censoring me from speaking and others, you probably just made the biggest mistake you possibly ever could have. But I'm not surprised. Looking at that thing who runs YouTube, Nick Cage with a wig on. You know why? Because now you're going to start pissing people off even more. And instead of sitting here and talking about it, maybe we will go out there and start leading people against this crap. Not violently, with our voices, our swords, and showing them this stuff. Because there's way too many things out there that are going on that we're all exposing for someone to sit there and go, wow, that's all a coincidence. Because it's not. People just aren't aware because they sit and watch the TV and they get fed lies. Well, not for much longer. So you can take my voice, you can take my channel down, and I'll build another. I have the Holy Spirit behind me. I don't fear any of the crap you can do with my channel. You're not going to physically take my voice away because God's not going to allow that to happen. But what you're going to do is you're going to wake a sleeping giant who's already awake and already pissed off. But it's getting worse and worse because I want to do more and more. And every day I see the censorship grip, and every day I see this crap that they're preaching and this mocking of Jesus Christ, I'm getting angrier. And it's a righteous anger. Don't be worried. A righteous anger with one goal, one target. That is to expose the enemy for what they are. And when people see what they are, I'll tell you right now, this awakening is going to happen faster than you could say Shazam. Or whatever these stupid words you use in your magic spells and your satanic rituals are. There's more of us than there are you. And last time I checked, in any battle, it's a game of numbers. It's a game of numbers. And you're outnumbered, folks. It's just a matter of, can we break them out of this mind control? And you know what? I feel like we can. I thank you for listening to today's show. I need a glass of water. I think I just lost my voice for the day. My passion is overwhelming, too much sometimes. I've had enough of this. I've had enough of them. I've had enough of seeing this. I had enough of seeing what they're doing to these kids. That they're hiding SRA and all this other stuff. I've had enough. It's time we all do more. I thank you for listening. God bless all of you and your families.